Burnham Gorokhov is a law firm in Washington, D.C., and this video is about our practice areas and our approach to the cases that we handle.
Our focus has always been on defending people charged with or under investigation for criminal offenses. We're always proud to provide a service to people that are going through certainly one of the most trying times of their life, whether the case is big or small. Some of our cases receive a lot of publicity. There was a case we were involved in several years ago where our client was on the front page of the New York Times for an indictment that had been handed down by the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office, and after almost 2 years of aggressively fighting and challenging some of the things that the government had done in that case, all charges were dismissed against our client. Some cases are very small and receive almost no attention. I can remember a case some years back where a client was facing a probation violation for a very serious offense. We located an old file that had been in the clerk's office for many years from his original case and located a small error in the paperwork that many other attorneys might have missed, and were able to get that client released. Nobody knows his name. He was never in the papers, but sometimes those cases can be the most satisfying of all.
We represent clients at all phases of criminal proceedings. This includes investigations where charges have not yet been brought. We're often able to resolve cases on behalf of our clients without any charges being brought against them. If there have been criminal charges, we represent clients in plea negotiations and trials, as well as at sentencing. Finally, we occasionally are retained to represent individuals on appeal and in other post-conviction proceedings. Our attorneys are licensed to practice in D.C., Virginia, and New York. Most of our cases are in the federal courts of Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. We've also represented clients in federal cases nationwide.
One of our guiding principles ever since we founded the firm is that we deliberately set out to be a firm of trial lawyers, a firm that's not afraid to go to trial, a firm that likes going to trial or even lives for trial. These days, a lot of lawyers do a lot of their work in plea bargaining, there's investigations, all of that is very important, but the trial process is the centerpiece of the criminal justice system, as it should be, and we pride ourselves on not only going to trial much more than other defense attorneys, but winning trials much more than other defense attorneys. That's an important part of our practice and always will be.
A key part of our approach to cases, probably the most fundamental part, is the recognition that the time and energy spent on a case is the best way to ensure a good outcome, or the best possible outcome given the circumstances. What that means is, because we're not a volume practice, we can devote significant time to each of our clients. We spend a lot of time talking to our clients to understand their situation, to understand where they're coming from, to understand the facts of their case. We also devote a significant amount of time to researching the law and thinking through all of the aspects of the case. And what that does is, when we go to court to represent a client at trial or in a proceeding, or when we go to a prosecutor to discuss a case, maybe convince that prosecutor not to charge our client, we can put our client in the best position possible because we have so thoroughly thought through all of the aspects of the case.
We have a philosophy of teamwork. All of my partner and I went to law school together, and ever since then we've collaborated on cases, and that benefits our clients by looking at cases from every angle and making sure that all the best ideas get out there.
Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. We're always available to talk. We also encourage you to take a look at our website. That website has a lot of useful information about the criminal process, and it also describes a lot more about what we do in our practice.